Hey guys, I want to make a video about this new harvesting update that just went live. So I'm going to read this announcement from Elias first. He says, as you may know, a big landscaping update is arriving on August 1st, and today we're laying the groundwork for the change to how yield boosts work. This update ensures everything will work smoothly when landscaping becomes fully flexible next month. Yield boosts are now based on what's active at the time of harvest. This sets the stage for future flexibility when keeping things fair and consistent. This affects crops, crop machines, fruit, greenhouse produce, trees, stone, iron, gold, brimstone oil, flowers, lava pit. Why this matters. Once landscaping restrictions are removed in the new chapter, you'll be free to decorate and move things around whenever you like. This boost logic ensures your yield remains consistent no matter how creative you get. Okay, so I'm going to move over to Sunflower Land, and I'm going to try to explain how this change works. So before this update went live, it took into account all of the boosts I had when planting the wheat. So, for example, I have the Goblin Quiver equipped. So it would take into account this boost right when I planted it. And now how it works is it takes into account what boosts I have when I harvest it. That means I can move stuff around, take stuff off. It doesn't really matter what I do like while it's planted, as long as I have it equipped when I harvest it. The main exception for that are critical boosts like the Green Amulet. So one of my pumpkins over here has the Green Amulet equipped. I can never remember which one. Here it is. So anything that's a chance of proccing, you need to have it equipped when you harvest as well as when you planted it. Just because that's how it's coded. So like you need to have the percent chance boost like the Green Amulet, or for example, the peeled potato is another one, 20% chance of +1 potato, or like the Stellar Sunflower, 3% chance of +10. All the percent chance boosts you need to have equipped or placed on your farm when you plant it as well as when you harvest it. But things like the Faction Quiver, for example, which just gives you a flat boost, you don't need to have it equipped when you plant stuff anymore. You need to have it equipped when you harvest stuff. And then time reduction boosts, like the Carrot Amulet, for example, minus 20% carrot growth time, you need to have this equipped when you plant stuff, because the time is calculated obviously like right when you plant it, not when you're harvesting. So that one's obvious. In Elias's post, he said that the reason why they did this was because it makes things easier when you're landscaping and moving stuff around in your farm. But the other reason why they did this, in my opinion, is because it's a lot more intuitive. People would often be leveling up, starting their farm, starting whatever, starting playing the game, and they would like come over here into the skills and they would take the rock and roll or whatever, or they would take lumberjacks extra to increase their yield, or they wouldn't take like old farmer to increase their yield, and their stone or wood or crops would already be growing, and then they would harvest it and it wouldn't be boosted. And the reason for that was because the yield was already calculated when they started growing or when they started refreshing, and that wasn't really intuitive before. But now, let's say your mines are refreshing like this and you take that mining skill, the boost from that skill will apply right away. You won't need to wait until the next time you mine it. So in my opinion, it's just a much more intuitive way of the game working. And so overall, I do think this is a good update. I think this should have been how the game worked from the start, but I'm glad that they made this change eventually. The one thing to consider is that this could lead to people trying to share boosts between each other. Let's say I'm harvesting grapes and then I have a bunch of grape boosts. So I harvest my grapes and then send all my boosts to someone else so they could harvest their grapes. But the devs are going to implement a cooldown. So if a boost is used, it won't be able to be withdrawn for a certain amount of time so that you can't actually share the boost between each other. So they've thought about that and they're working on a fix for that, so that won't be a concern. But yeah, that's basically it. I do think this is a good change overall. It's going to lead to some temporary confusion, but I think in the long term, it will lead to a more intuitive way of playing the game. That's it. Have a good day, guys. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet. It would help me out a lot. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Have a good day, guys. And I also want to say thank you to all the members of the channel. The current members of the channel are Raichu, Thedra, and Deucefold. Thank you very much for your support.